Sidious, a nerd podcast. This is our episode looking ahead to 2025. What are the nerd movies and non-nerd movies and also TV series coming out? So we're going to talk about some potentially standout performances. What might end up being a stinker, what might exceed expectations, stuff like that, and theorize what could happen in some of these nerdy movies. So thanks for tuning in. We are at Why So Sidious Pod on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and X. So check us out over there. And especially YouTube. That's going to grow a lot lately if TikTok shuts down, especially. So go follow us, show some love. Recently, we've been dropping our Dune reviews. So if you've been watching Dune Prophecy, the spin-off of Denis Villeneuve's Dune movies, and you've been liking it, go check out those episodes. We got our Weekend Geeks out, and soon we're going to have Cities coming out. It's our annual episode where we pretty much have our award show and give out certain awards for movies and series, actors, all kinds of fun stuff. It is quite an event for Why So Sidious, so definitely look out for that. It's a lot of fun, kind of celebrating 2024 and all that, so check it out. And let's get into it. So 2025, a ton of nerd stuff specifically. As far as non-fandom stuff goes, I think it was kind of hard to pick like a favorite because there's not a ton of non-fandom great movies coming out, in my opinion, that look fantastic, but a couple for sure. Fandom, very historical year. Fantastic Four and Superman. Those two alone are gigantic. I want to say Superman was the first major DC character, and the Fantastic Four was the first major Marvel character. That seems about right, doesn't it? But
yeah,
and they're
at
both
least the first family
for sure. But and they have so much riding on them. The Fantastic Four has had two stinker franchises come out and not succeed. So this is the third one, but it's with an established MCU, so that's like really exciting. They're going to take a ton of care into that movie. The cast is incredible. So they're coming back home. And then Superman, a DC has sucked on the big screen for a long time now, and we got a new regime in here for Superman, starting a brand new DC universe that has very high hopes. So both of those for Marvel and DC, that's like a historical, and I think they're coming out the same month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's insane. Anyway, we'll start with our most anticipated fandom series and movie, and then we'll get into the non-fandom series and movie. So, Dave, 2025 is coming. Overall, how do you feel about movies and nerd stuff going into 2025? And then hit us with your most anticipated movie, series, and maybe some OLIs. What else would you be excited for, etc.? All the stuff.
Got you. Thanks for having me. Happy to be a part of the show here tonight, fellas. This year's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be really cool. There's a fair amount of non-fandom stuff I'm actually looking forward to this year as well. So, I think it's gonna be a great year for nerd, though. I think, like you said, just the fact that we have the summer we have with Captain America and Superman, which I'll give my thoughts on that a bit on both of those. But there's plenty of other stuff coming out. We have Jurassic Park is coming back with Scarlett Johansson and a few other big names, which they've been ass cheeks for the last decade. But it's still a big movie, and they still have another shot. And I love dinosaurs, so I'm going to go watch it in theaters regardless. But we got Thunderbolts also. Tron Ares, which is a weird one, but is coming out and is kind of gaining some traction and stuff. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff out there that I'm looking forward to this year. I feel like I could see a movie every month for 2025. So I'm more excited about the movies than the series, I think, for this year coming here. But so as far as my most anticipated, I think as weird as it is to say, we'll start with fandom. I think Captain America 4 is like one of my most anticipated. I almost feel like I'm more excited for that than Fantastic Four.
Interesting.
And I wouldn't have expected that, but I just find myself really hopeful for this Captain America movie, and I find myself not that interested. Like, I'm obviously still stoked on Fantastic Four, but it's weird. The more and more I think about it, I'm just like, I don't know. It's not getting me. It's not getting me hyped. I'm starting to feel like it could be another flop, maybe. Which we'll talk about that, I guess. But I'm not as hyped on Fantastic Four as I was even a month ago. I'm really excited for Captain America 4. And I'm really excited for Superman. I think Superman could maybe be the movie of the year. I have a good feeling for some reason. James Gunn, I feel like he's going to just knock it out of the park and win some hearts over with this movie. I think it's going to be a massive deal, and it's going to just send David Corn Sweat off into the stars. So my most anticipated for fandom is Captain America 4 and Superman. Series-wise is Daredevil, 100%. I don't even need to go into that. That's my most anticipated fandom series. But runner-up, Last of Us Season 2 is coming out this year, and I'm really looking forward to that show as well. There's a couple other series, too, but those are my top two. And then outside of fandom, series-wise, I haven't watched Squid Game yet, so that's one of my top ones. I don't have a lot of non-fandom series I'm aware of and looking forward to for this year. It's just Squid Game, and if Peaky Blinders does happen to drop, no, that's a series, so that's stupid. You're dumb. Just Squid Game, I guess. But movie-wise, I'm really looking forward to Mission Impossible 7. Since Fallout, I've really started liking this franchise a lot. I loved the first movie, didn't really care about the rest. Fallout brought me back into it, watched them all. And part 1, Dead Reckoning of Mission Impossible 7 was really solid. So I think this is going to be a dope movie, too.
The Dead Reckoning Part 2, Part 7.
Yeah,
I was going to ask.
Who knows what the hell the title is?
Yeah, I didn't know about that movie, but I just put on Dead Reckoning the other day, and it said Part 1, and I look it up, and I'm like, what's Part 2? And then it's going to be a different title, and that's the one coming out in 2025?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good Lord, I can't speak. Yeah, I think they scratched the Part 2 thing. I think they're just titling it something else now.
I should probably scratch that Part 1 thing on the first one.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
Get that out of there.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
It's the final reckoning.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that's what I got for anticipated movies and series.
Right on. How about you, Lub?
All of them.
Yeah.
You want the whole list? Okay. So for series, when it comes to fandom, I think I got to go Stranger Things. I know it's not one of the big
That's
fandoms.
this year?
Yeah.
God.
It is also
that's
one
on
of our
mine too,
first
then.
couple episodes that we covered. Obviously
Yeah.
a great show in the last season. I want to rewatch at least the last couple episodes before moving on to season 5, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, everyone loves Stranger Things. It's all about that.
Season 4 was sick, too.
It was so good.
Yeah, no, that's on my list. I did not know that was this year.
Even though they're all like 21 years old now.
Yeah.
And then my other series, fandom series, is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, another dip. Yeah, Dave, where you at, bro?
Bro, I looked up 3 lists for upcoming series
It
for
wasn't on one of them,
2025.
yeah.
And none of these Stranger Things wasn't on it. That's why I'm like, what are these lists I'm looking at? Like, how is Stranger Things not on there? But shit.
So it's a short story that George R.R. Martin wrote in between writing I think he might have even written it after Dance of Dragons. So maybe get back to Winds of Winter. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's a
Over it.
fun little side story about a hedge knight, and actually Aegon is Aemon's brother, right? Aemon from the
Maester
Wall.
Aemon.
Yeah, Maester
Yep.
Aemon. So it's his brother Aeg the Unlikely, Aeg the Sixth. Actually, Aemon talks about, he should have been king, but he was already a maester, so his younger brother got it, who is this kid. Spoiler alert, but that doesn't even happen in the books. I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't happen in the books. It's way before that. So, but yeah, they go around to like tournaments and different little, get involved in the bigger scheme of things. So you meet some Starks, some Targaryens, everyone's around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
No, I'm stoked on that. I totally blew this list. Blood Raven's going to be in it. Like, this is going to be a really cool series.
And my movie, I'm going Thunderbolts. I mean, the trailers have really been getting me going. I love the cast that they have. Bucky, Red Guardian, the new Black Widow, like everyone's, and then Bob, of course. Sentry is going to be in it. I'm really interested to see because I'm not very familiar with him like you guys are, and he just looks like a dude right now. So, but obviously, he
Very
has
strong.
a dark side. And then when it comes to non-fandom series, Severance season 2 will actually be out by the time you listen to this on Apple and Spotify. Comes out on the 17th. First season was crazy, the show where, you know, you have your work life and your home life and your brain like switches off in between the two, but there's some weird dark shit going on in that one world.
Is it good? Because I've been looking at
It's Ben
Severance.
Stiller's actually the creator of it.
Oh, really? But
And Adam Scott's the main character.
Love
Yeah.
Adam Scott. We just saw. Have you seen the Twilight Zone? Because did you know Jordan Peele did Twilight Zone stuff? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. That seems perfect for him. Anyway, I think episode 1 of that is an Adam Scott thing on an airplane. So it's always good to see him. I've really only seen him in Parks and Rec, but I love him.
Severance is one of those shows where you don't really know what's going on till the end, but then at the end you're like, holy shit, my mind's blown right now. So it's one of those. One of those mystery kind of what the hell's going on. You find a little bit every episode, and and they set it up great for the next season. So I'm excited for that. And also another show you guys gotta get on is White Lotus. Season 3 comes out this year. It's one of those kind of episodic shows where each season is a new story. It's like a murder mystery at a hotel. The first season was Maui. The second season was Italy. Now it's Thailand. And it's always a great cast of characters. Sydney Sweeney was in the first season. And then you had...
the cast switches every season.
And Walter Goggins is in this one. Michael Imperioli was in the second one. Like, they switch around a lot. But
Yeah. We'll watch that after you finish Daredevil's season 3. No, it sounds
Touche.
good.
Well played.
And then Squid Game Season 3. Since I've already moved on, Squid Game Season 3 comes out this year. It's already filmed. Because obviously I said it ended on a huge cliffhanger. So Season 3 comes out this year.
Yeah, that was a real 1-2 punch from Squid Games.
Oh, because it dropped technically. I was 2024, I guess. Season 2 dropped. Okay, that's still wild.
And then for movies, non-fandom, 28 Years Later. Come on, guys. One of the greatest zombie movies of all time. I mean, even the sequel, 28 days or 28 months later, right?
I think it's weeks.
Weeks, excuse me. Cillian Murphy is not going to be in it. Like he might be like a zombie in it or something, but no, he's confirmed not in it.
I forgot he was in the first one, so I've been wanting to watch that. My wife and I have been wanting to put that one on.
Ooh, you should.
So it'll be good. We could watch those and then see the new one coming out. Is it supposed to be like good? You think they'll take care of it?
And they waited a while to make it, so.
Why did I think Killian was coming back for this one?
Because it was reported at first or rumored, but he would be like a zombie or something, and now he's not in it.
I guess I have to go back and watch. But
And then my last one, Sinners. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, says trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So maybe like it's like a vampire sort of thing, but I'm excited to see what Ryan Coogler does outside the MCU, and he's obviously likes Michael B. Jordan. That was a great movie they did together in Black Panther. So
and Fruitvale Station, the Creed movie. I'm really excited for Sinners. I mean, Ryan Coogler's a really good director.
Right.
is this set in the 20s like it was initially rumored to be?
It looks
Or
old
is that
school.
not the
yeah,
case
it looks
anymore?
old. Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like it's a timepiece.
Yeah, this could be dope.
JD?
Right on. Yeah, that's so our series, Leb and I have a very similar list. Well, Daredevil's number 1 for sure. Daredevil, I mean, the Trinity came back. Iger, Feige, and I don't know who my third in this Trinity is, but the
Russos.
Trinity. Who?
The Russos.
The Russos.
Yeah, I mean, but for Daredevil, right?
I was saying, in
Iger,
general.
Feige, and I feel like there's another one. But anyway, they came back and slashed this thing to pieces, whatever was made before under the previous regime. So they built it up and took really good care of it. And they already knew what we wanted from the Netflix show. They got the actors back. So I think Daredevil's going to be incredible. We got Daredevil and Kingpin back. They said it'll be just as dark as the Netflix stuff. So that's just for sure. Gonna be amazing. Then I think I have Night of the Seven Kingdoms above Andor and Last
Andor
of
was on my
Us.
OLI, yeah.
Actually, Last of Us. So Stranger Things, I'm throwing that in OLI. Last of Us Season 2 and Night of the Seven Kingdoms are probably like my next level up. And Andor Season 2, I don't know, dude, but it's hard. But there's reasoning for all of it. Like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it just makes me want to read the book, which I'm really excited about the whole journey of this thing, and then watching a show, which I'm sure it's going to be HBO like House of the Dragon quality. I think it's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
good. So I'm excited for like getting into that book and then watching the show.
It'll
But
be a
Andor
nice like
season
three
2.
seasons too. Like Night of Seven Kings, three
Oh,
seasons and the show's over. You know, it doesn't have to
okay.
be this big long.
It is going to be like it's not just a one season
I
miniseries.
imagine. Yeah, it's not confirmed,
Yeah.
but
There's
it's
three books, so you would
Right.
think.
Oh, I thought there was one book. I thought there was one Night
It's
of the Seven.
they.
like-
I think they combined it into one, but it was three
It
originally.
is.
They're short stories.
Yeah.
kinda.
Got
Yeah.
you. That's right. That rings bells. But then Andor seems so exciting just to get back to that era of Star Wars, and you know that it's going to be good. Like when you're in that era and you know it's going to be good on the big screen, that's just, I mean, not the big screen, right? It's technically movies, but you get what I'm saying. Like seeing that era of the Empire and the Rebels and stuff is always so fun. So I'm excited to see. Season 1 was so good, but to see that evolve with whatever they got planned for season 2, they have a huge budget for it, so they're definitely up in the ante. But then again, we know where it's leading, so that's always kind of annoying with Andor. But still,
Yeah, they could still do it though.
yeah. But then Last of Us and Stranger Things out there on the OLIs for sure. For non-fandom series, though, all I got is Squid Game 3 because I'm not really looking forward to many of these series. There's another one with Seth Rogen. I forgot the name of it. And he's like a television producer that looks a lot of fun. And the cast is stacked. It has like Anthony Mackie, Catherine Hahn, and looks like it could be a good show. It sounds like it'll be about kind of the possibly like the corruption behind how movies and TV is made and some dark stuff behind the scenes.
It's called The Studio.
The Studio.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Interesting.
So yeah, for non fandom series, movies.
Bro.
Movies. Superman, number 1, big time, easy. Like, I think this is going to change the game. It's James Gunn, dude. Like, he did Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, all these amazing movies, but then Guardians 3, intense, emotional. And I know he's not going to treat Superman like Guardians of the Galaxy. He's going to take Superman, special care of Superman. So, this kind of filmmaker, this kind of comic book fan, this kind of character to be the first movie to introduce this giant universe, that just is so exciting. So that's definitely my number 1. Fantastic Four would be number 2, and Thunderbolts after that. Really excited for Thunderbolts. I'm kind of on the opposite side. I'm worried Captain America 4 will be a stinker, and Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four will be really good, and it's going to answer a lot of weird questions: incursions, multiverse, maybe Doctor Doom. But it got an amazing cast, and they got the crew. They got and the MCU's back, baby. So I think that this will be good. Third time's a charm. And Thunderbolts, I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be way more than what we expect. We don't even know what it's about. Like one of you said about Doomsday. David said it about Doomsday. We don't know, dude. This is out in like a few months. We have no idea what it's about. The trailers is just them coming together. They have to be together for some problem. They haven't told us anything. I think they got something special planned.
Right, because I feel like there's another villain besides Sentry, or whatever Sentry.
Yeah,
does.
he's not going to be the villain. He's just going to be a problem that they have to fight until he's on the team.
Right.
I hope that's the case. I really hope it's not. We brought this whole team together. Sentry's on the team too. Turns out Sentry's lost his mind and goes rogue, and now the team has to team up with the team to go against their other teammate Sentry and take him down. I really hope it's more unique than that.
No. Here's why
So I'm hoping for the best.
that won't happen, because Sentry is like Superman, and all the other Thunderbolts are like regular people. So there's not going to be
That's
any
like part of
punching.
the reason I hope that doesn't happen too, because I don't want some corny like, oh, we found this power thing that power
Right.
dampener, and we can take him out if we team up and put this collar on. I don't know.
Right.
I really hope that's not the breakdown of the story, and it's
No.
something like wild that we wouldn't have even seen coming.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for Thunderbolts though. Yeah.
I think that title is changing to Dark Avengers, and I think that there's going to be some crazy threat that would require like Avengers to come together. And they didn't show us. Yeah, we just know nothing. So I think they're hiding something pretty big.
Straight up. I'm looking forward to it.
Right on. So that's our most anticipated movies and series. So let's guess a stinker. Like, what out of these movies, do you think any are just gonna not be good, or if not, like what has the potential to just not meet expectations? Dave, what do you think?
So I did my list based on basically all the movies we're drafting for box office. So it wasn't just fandom, just because there's only about 3 fandom movies I think that are coming out, and obviously there's series too. But so I have a few that I think are gonna bomb. I think Snow White's gonna bomb. We saw a projection of like 600 million in the box office. I think there's no way in hell it's getting half of that. So I think Snow White's gonna bomb. I think Ballerina is gonna bomb. I don't know why people are projecting almost 300 million in box office for Ballerina. The John Wick movies barely got that with Keanu Reeves, and now it's Ana de Armas. Like, hey, I'm all about it, but I don't think it's gonna do very good. I think it's gonna crash pretty hard. Tron Ares, I think, is going to crash too, even though I kind of just talked it up a second ago. I think it's going to be another Jared Leto stinker. And then maybe Fantastic Four. What? What? Who's
I think it's possible.
Get that guy out of here.
Dude,
that's
with you.
That's my going on the edge. I feel like it might be a stinker. I don't know. I'm just getting a weird feeling about it.
MCU is not doing their best right now, and Fantastic Four movies, all of them in the past have done really bad in the box office, so it could happen.
But even outside, I still think it will do good in box office, but just in general, as like expectations for the movie as a whole, I think Fantastic Four, I think it might disappoint fans out there.
You're
That would
crazy.
suck.
You're crazy.
It is possible. I mean,
A little wild.
I just come from the hope that it was the new regime's movie, and there's like no hint of the old regime.
That is a big bonus. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
going to be really bad if the first New Regime movie bombs. Like, that's going to be a tough one. So we really need it to not, but.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Love, guess a stinker.
Well, my first thought was, where's the Sony movie at? But there is not one this year. Well, actually, they're releasing that Karate Kid Legends in theaters May 30th, so I'm sure that will do poorly because it's Sony.
I just think it's not going to be good. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a good movie.
I had Ballerina on my list. I think I mentioned this before. I feel like John Wick is not like this universe that we need to expand too much. Like, the first couple even got repetitive to where I think we're good off that. So let's just take it easy for a second. But my stinker is Captain America 4. I'm worried about this movie. I know Dave had it as one of his most anticipated, but
What a dick.
I feel like there might be too much going on in this movie, too many characters, too many stories. The reshoots, Feige coming in and changing half the movie. Like, did he fix it? Did he fix enough? So I'm worried about this movie. And without, Steve Rogers as Captain America, are people going to want to go see Falcon as the main character? So it's going to take some selling. So yeah, I think, I mean, that's why I think Thunderbolts is going to be a better movie than Captain America 4.
I'm with you there.
I think it's very possible. I don't know. I just got a good feeling about Cap 4.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. But I was also looking forward to Craven. So. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Well, whatever.
Oh yeah, shit. You've been watching too much shit lately.
Yeah, dude.
I want to believe in Captain America 4, and I'm going to go in there optimistically. But I'm with Lub. I guessed it as my stinker just because it's got too much of the last regime's influence into there. Most of that is, the Feige and Iger team came back and slashed a little bit up. And, it's probably better than what it would have been. But I think there's too much of the old regime's hands on it. I think the Hulk stuff, as much as I want it to be really cool, I think it feels gimmicky, especially if you consider the old regime's hands all over it. But it feels like you're Ralph Boner in WandaVision. It feels like you're Hulk's son or your, Thanos' brother Eros. It just feels like something crazy and exciting to show the fans, but you don't really have a story. I'm really worried about that, but it does also have potential to be like some of the coolest. That could be awesome. But they also have, that regime has just butchered villains. If Red Hulk is the main villain, you got the regime who gave us Gore, gave us whoever was the villain in the Marvels. It's like, what if this is who,
Chick with the hammer.
So that's the regime
What's
that
her
I
face?
think is. I'm just worried a lot of that movie is from them. So I think that gives it a high percentage of being a stinker. But I am
Yeah.
really excited and I have a lot of hope for it. So it could be amazing. But yeah, scary.
It's very fair. The odds are probably very much against it in comparison to all the other ones, but yeah, I'm just gonna ride with this gut feeling. I might be very wrong, but I'm gonna hold strong. Captain America 4.
I'm still excited for the movie. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna go see
No.
it opening weekend. I'm ready for it, but I'm just worried.
Yeah.
I'm worried that it might not because we need. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine was good, but it didn't do anything for the wider story. It was a very much side on its own. Like Captain America
Right.
4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. Like things really need to get moving towards Avengers Doomsday fast.
Yeah. No, I think all of your guys' points are good points. I think they're all about Captain America and your concerns, and I think they are all very valid concerns for sure. The only thing with the Hulk thing, I will say, it's the coolest the Hulk has looked in 6 or 7 years.
Looks sick.
He looks badass in
Vintage.
the trailer compared to
Yeah.
the Abomination and Hulk's son, and even the last Hulk portrayal
Professor.
in Endgame. But yeah, that doesn't mean it's going to be written well. So
Yeah, no, the guessing that it's a stinker, that would break my heart if it was a stinker because I want this to be good. Like on the positive side of things, it could give us a crazy Captain America story with the Red Hulk and establish some Hulk stuff. You have that Celestial giving us adamantium. You have finally some like Avenger oriented stuff where you can get some answers to the Avengers and what's going on the ground. Like it could be a very much needed puzzle piece to the MCU, something that we've needed for a long time. So yeah, on the flip side, it could be awesome. Anyway, all right, let's go to the movies that might exceed expectations. And Lub, let's throw it back to you. What do you think will exceed some expectations and blow up?
I think it's gonna be Superman. Now I know we're all excited for this movie. But I mean, I'm talking about the more general wider audience, because DC does kind of have a bad taste in people's mouths after what happened. I think this won't have the best opening weekend, but I think it's gonna kind of progress. It'll stay steady for the first month. Where second weekend, third weekend, people are like, yeah, this movie's really good. This is the start to a new universe. James Gunn's doing it right. So I'm very excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be awesome.
straight up.
Yep, I got Superman on there too, just to keep it on that topic, dude. I think this might just be the greatest thing ever. Like I think this could potentially be like one of the best comic book movies ever. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see a bold new DC universe. We already got Green Lanterns, Lex Luthor. I think they're just. I mean, it's just perfect. It's, the guy running everything's a comic book fan, and he makes excellent comic book movies. Does excellent character work and emotion and all. It's like you couldn't have asked for a better guy. And then starting it with Superman, this character is amazing. And I also think Daredevil will exceed expectations. I think we're scared, we're hurt, we're beat from all the lousy MCU stuff that's been coming out. But I also think that the new regime came in and slashed this whole thing to pieces, and they're building it from the ground up with what we know about Netflix Daredevil and what the fans want from that. So I think they're taking extra special care with Daredevil, and I think it's just going to be a statement, like the MCU is back. So that and
You're right.
yeah, I really think it is. We're hearing how dark it's going to be, but I also think Thunderbolts, because like I was saying before, how I think it's something more than we expect. I think it's an event film. I think it is supposed to be like low key, like an Avengers film. I literally think the title will change, and we have no idea what it's about. And I think they're hiding something pretty special there. So yeah, I think Thunderbolts is gonna exceed expectations too, but mainly Superman and Daredevil.
I like it. Well, Cap's on my list obviously because I know there is a lot of
You're a
doubt to it, but I think it's gonna exceed expectations. So I got to stand strong on that one. But not to be a broken record here, but Superman was at the top of my list for this. I really, again, the nerd community is obviously insanely excited about this, but there's a good amount that are very skeptical, and I think this is gonna be like you said, a game changer. I think this is going to be an epic, emotional, like feel like a little kid during some scenes type of movie. I have really high expectations for this, way more than I did even a few months ago. And it's weird because the trailer came out, but there were a lot of issues in the trailer, but it's still the feel, the vibe to that trailer made me feel like this could be great. So I'm very excited for Superman.
Me too. All right, well, let's move on to. Let's do expected standout performances. Any actor, actress, movie series, who is going to blow up and stand out as far as their acting, actress performances? I could talk.
I'll rattle them off. So we're talking about Thunderbolts a lot. I think Lewis Pullman is I think he's gonna have a great movie here. And I really hope he doesn't get killed off like the MCU likes to do with great characters that they kind of start working into and then they just kill him in the first movie they appear. I think Lewis Pullman's gonna be standout. I think because again, this is a character that has somewhat of a dissociative disorder. They have the void within him, and he's got this mental illness aspect to his character. And I think it's going to give a lot of opportunity to Lewis to kind of play. And I don't think we'll dive into that a whole ton in Thunderbolts. I think it'll be a pretty shallow dive. But I really think he's going to do good. So he was in Outer Range, the show I just finished. He was Josh Brolin's son, and he was really good in it. Like, I really enjoyed it. I thought he showed me he can be a really good actor. So I think he's going to have a solid standout role here. Other one is Robert Pattinson. I think Mickey 17 is going to be a really solid movie. It's not expected to be like the blockbuster by any means, but I think Robert Pattinson showed time and time again that he can act. And I think this is going to be another solid project to put a feather in his cap there. David Corenswet already said that. I think his career is going to take off. But my last one is Bella Ramsey and Caitlin Fever, Ellie and Abby in Last of Us Season 2. I think they're both gonna make waves for their roles in this season. I think Bella Ramsey did a pretty solid job in season 1, despite the critic feedback and the audience feedback that she got for not being the right casting. I thought she did solid, and I think that's going to open up even more in season 2. So I expect both of those roles in Last of Us season 2 to be solid.
Same, absolutely. Love, what about you?
I only have 2. I did do David Cornsweat. I think he's gonna kill it as Superman, especially since that trailer we got him like literally as 2 different people, Clark Kent versus Superman, like different look, different facial, reactions. Like I think he's really gonna kill it and embrace that character because it's all centers around him, and I think he's ready to go. And then for actresses, Vanessa Kirby,
Nice.
fantastic, Mrs. Fantastic. I think they've done well generally with female heroes, but it's been kind of hit or miss. Even Captain Marvel, I feel like she hasn't got the reception she deserves. So I want to see her as a character, like kind of run shit, but like in a good way, like be kind of like a
strong mother, fierce,
you know what I mean?
powerful.
Yeah, right.
I'm totally with you. Sue Storm needs to be that. She's one of my favorite female comic book characters, and she's got to be a badass. She's got to she's going to be key to them surviving a huge catastrophe or two.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she's got to hold it down at home and still be like a very sweet mother and just be like one of the coolest characters.
Well, and she's the glue. She's the glue of the team. So yeah.
And I did see something. Bella Ramsey, she did kill it as Ellie, but the girl from Civil War looks just like her from the video game. Like holy crap! People want that now, and obviously Bella's doing a great job.
She was just in something right after Civil War too. Kaylee Spaney. I saw her in something else too. I forgot. Oh, Alien Romulus. That's right.
Right. Yeah, main character.
Yeah, we watch her right after. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I went with what's her name, Florence Pugh. I think Thunderbolts, like I keep saying, I think Thunderbolts is going to be a way bigger movie than we think, and I think she's pretty much going to be like the lead role.
It's her time.
Yeah, so this is her big movie. It's literally like she's leading an Avenger movie, like almost
Yeah.
to that level. If especially if my theories are correct about it being this massive event. So Florence Pugh, she's been in a lot of good stuff. She's definitely a familiar name, but this is a gigantic movie, so this is definitely time to shine for her.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the Sue Storm part about that. I hope she kills it. But then I think Pedro Pascal. I think Mr. Fantastic is just such a huge role, and Mr. Fantastic, yeah, Pedro Pascal has had a lot of big roles, but he doesn't like his lead roles aren't the gigantic blockbusters, and the gigantic blockbusters he's usually a side role or something. That he's like totally the head of the ship for this Fantastic Four movie. So much like Florence Pugh, it's his time to shine too. A massive blockbuster movie leading that. So
Even Mando, he's behind a mask the whole time.
that's
the-
true too, but that is a pretty big blockbuster series. But yeah, he's behind a
He's
mask,
behind a mask. It's not
Yeah.
even him most of the time.
right?
Yeah.
The obvious one is Cornsweet though. David Cornsweet as Superman. I think it's going to be like a generational superhero, like your Iron Man, your Robert Downey Jr.'s, your Chris Evans, your
Whoa.
Christian Bale's. I think he's going to be like reach that level with this performance. What we've been hearing like from the actors,
Henry Cavill.
interviews, and Henry Cavill. Even Frank Grillo was talking about how like it seems so genuine the way he was saying it, just how he embodies Superman and how he's just gonna blow people away and how good he did. So
He
David
also
Cornsweet
hates
for
Marvel.
sure.
Oh, that's yeah. I forgot about Frank. Frank hates Marvel, but I also would like. I'm sorry, I would love to see Nicholas Holt get these
Oh, you're
accommodations
right.
at the end of the
You're
year too.
right.
I
That's a
would
great
love for
pick.
him to have a big year because if he kills it as Lex Luthor, that's huge, especially going forward in the DCU. So
He was good
Rachel-
in Nosferatu.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
nice. All right.
busy guy.
Yeah, well, stop
Let's say Rachel Brosnahan too, Lois
Yeah.
Lane, because her and Lex Luthor and David Cornsweet, they're in it for the long haul, dude. I
Yeah,
guarantee they signed a big old contract,
years.
or I mean, at least I don't know, dude. But I mean, Lois Lane's going to be a huge part. Look at Pepper Potts; she was a big part of the MCU, and I think she'll be more so. Lois Lane would play even more of a role into the DCU, you would think. And then Lex Luthor, obviously, as a villain, I think he'll be like, I literally think he'll be like the dark side Tony Stark of the whole DCU, involved with everything, has his hands in every major situation that the Justice League or the villains are in, like, but just there the whole
hope.
time, always kind of advancing tech, all this stuff. So,
Right.
yeah. Nicholas Holt too.
Hell
Love
yeah.
it.
All right, well, that wraps that side of things up. So, only one more thing, and let's get weird with some theories. So, we got a lot of nerd stuff coming out. Give me some far-fetched theories, and even if you have any existing theories that do make sense, I got a couple of those. But what do you got, Lub?
I have a couple. I'm gonna say an X-Men character will appear in a movie this year. What do you think
Love it.
about that?
Well, Feige kind of said they would. They should. He said you'll see a mutant in the next few movies, but it was kind of cryptic.
Right?
But that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
There's someone off to the side. You never know.
Adamantium,
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
which also, sorry, but they said the Thunderbolts movie was supposed to be that a long time ago. Like they were going to be the ones mining the adamantium, but then it turned into Captain America 4. So, anyway, I still think they're going to be super related. And
Right. 2 members of the Thunderbolts will die and eventually be replaced. Think about that. Like later down the line. I think you need some stakes in this movie. You could kill off Taskmaster, or Ghost.
dude, that's first of all an excellent idea because you can kill off some characters and then replace them with more comic familiar Thunderbolts like Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Dude, what if they did that? If you get Bullseye thrown into the end of Thunderbolts, like you're on the team now. Oh my god!
I think it's Bucky. I think he's gonna die.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I think
'cause he said he's
Thunderbolts
not
is
in
gonna
Cap
be the
4.
last project. I think Thunderbolts is gonna be the last project for Bucky. And the
Damn.
MCU.
Interesting. They'll have to have a good sacrifice to bring a good arc to the Winter Soldier.
To make them all team up at the very end, Sentry
Something.
kills him or something.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna die,
Damn.
That's probably a good
which
call.
sucks because I love him.
But how exciting would it be at the end of the movie? Bullseye's on the team, dude.
Oh yeah,
He's back. Daredevil's been cooking already, so like,
Yeah.
I like where you went with that one, Lub.
And my last one, 11 dies at the end of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I mean, it's kind of
I think
obvious.
I think she is dead at some point.
It would be tragic, though.
I think she's getting stuck in the upside down at the end of it, and she sacrifices. I think we talked about this last Stranger Things thing, but I think she's going to sacrifice herself so that the others can live, and she's going to be stuck in the upside down forever, battling these thingamajigs. I forgot what my full theory was, but that was the gist.
Oh yeah. Demigorgons.
Is she going to die in the real world or in the upside down?
I'd rather see her. I mean, I wouldn't rather see her die, but I think her actually. I mean, that makes more sense, her being the upside down. But I feel like they kind of already did that. I like to see her do a full-on sacrifice. Back right up.
Yeah. All right, got any other theories, Lub?
That's it.
Wait, what?
You never been down that rabbit hole on TikTok or Instagram?
About
It's like the
Pakistan?
kids. It's like the kids in the school, and the lady's like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" She's like, I would like to sacrifice for Pakistan.
No!
He's like, and then it's like, he will be a cricket. He will sacrifice for Pakistan.
And she just hypes them all up after
Yeah.
each one and repeats what they said. You can't understand half of the things they're saying. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm probably canceled now.
nah, it's not racist. It's just a funny.
You kicked my dog.
I did an accent.
All right, Dave, give us some theories. Get crazy with it. Talk dirty.
Spider-Man's gonna be in Daredevil Born Again cameo.
Whoa. Tommy boy.
You like that, bitch?
Yeah. Over under 30% it happens.
I'd probably say under, but I think it's gonna happen.
I'm saying like the likely scale. Okay. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be fucking sick. Because
That'd be
I don't
fun
know.
too.
they can, it's like they're building a grounded universe with all this stuff. So throw Spider-Man into that.
Yeah, and you know, maybe
Thunderbolts, Cap.
it's just Peter Parker who's like, hey, you might not remember me because of this spell, but you were my lawyer at one point, or something. He's
Even
in
a
New York.
cameo.
He's doing ground. Yeah, I think it'll just be one episode, probably a 2-minute scene at most. But I think he's gonna talk to Matt Murdock at some point in this.
As
season.
Peter Parker, though.
I love it.
Yeah, as Peter Parker, I don't see the Spider-Man suit showing up, but I think Peter Parker is gonna show up at minimum. So
I love it. If Daredevil showed
Yeah.
up in Spider-Man 3, you return the favor.
yeah,
Great.
it only makes
Scratch that
sense,
back,
man.
scratch
It's called balance.
That would be sick.
Be selfish. Another thing I got, so it's kind of a Doctor Doom theory I kind of been workshopping over time about his kind of entrance into the MCU and what we're going to expect in Doomsday. And we just kind of talked about, we don't even really know what to expect from Doomsday as far as the story goes. But it was something I put in Nerd Therapy a while ago and kind of added to, and I just have never actually read it off. But so there's a rumor out there that somebody was talking about Doctor Doom wanting to create one single universe from all the multiverses to stop the incursions. That's somebody's theory about what his whole main point is there. And I think if that's the case, that is going to be the plot of Doomsday and Secret Wars. I think Doctor Doom is going to be trying to combine all these multiverses, and he's going to be seeking power. And in order to do that, he's got to face Loki. He's got to face Loki, the god of time, who is literally holding all of these multiverses together that Doctor Doom wants to combine. So I think Doctor Doom is going to have to face Loki. I think he'll cause a bunch of distractions all across the multiverses, which is bring our Avengers, and we're seeing all of our Avengers going to different parts to kind of take on whatever Doctor Doom is causing chaos in the multiverse. And then I think he's going to slowly figure out how to track down Loki. By the end of it, he's going to run into Loki, and we're going to get an MCU adaptation of the panels where Doctor Doom rips out Thanos' spine. But instead, he
God.
rips out Loki's spine, thus becoming the ultimate God Emperor Doom, the god of time, the ultimate God Emperor Doom, creating a single universe, and that single universe is going to be Battle World. And it's going to be all of our heroes in this single universe trying to fight and stop and undo what Doctor Doom did. That's my theory.
When I said talk dirty, I didn't expect you to get me all the way, but
That's what I'm
pretty
here
solid. That was really good. Dude,
Poor
I love
Loki,
it.
man.
I love it.
for. Tom Hiddleston's back has felt better days, but
I like the spine
I
detail
love it.
with Thanos.
Dude, it'd be so sick if they did that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
All Damn, I like it a lot. I don't have anything that crazy. Do you have anything else?
No, that and just Tom Holland showing up in Daredevil were my two kind of crazy theories.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, some I have mentioned before. I think we'll see Robert Downey Jr. in Fantastic Four, and I actually think that's how he gets to the 616. Yeah. Even if he wants all the universes, it's all going to take place primarily in the 616. And if
Right.
the Fantastic Four are being introduced, they are going to be major players in the MCU, which means they're going to be in the 616. So I think they're coming to the 616. Doctor Doom, obviously a primary Fantastic Four villain, is going to be there too. So he's going to follow right behind Reed Richards and his own technology, or the Fantastic Four stolen technology. And so there you go. And they're running from an incursion. So they're going to come to the 616 with all the info on incursions. I think that's the likely stuff. And if I'm going far-fetched with Fantastic Four, I think there will be X-Men there, because we see X-Men in all the other universes we visited, whether it was the Illuminati universe or the Marvels universe they visited. So why not X-Men in this Fantastic Four universe? We might even see an Illuminati. That'd be cool connective tissue to have, like, Reed Richards in Doctor Strange 2 Illuminati, but then Reed Richards in this universe, they kind of have their Illuminati. So maybe get your Beast and stuff like that. Feige said we'll see an X-Men in some movies.
There you go.
So, yeah, exactly. For all we know, this could be the universe that the Marvels that she fell into. This could be the Fantastic Four universe, for all we know.
Yeah.
For Superman, my far-fetched theories, we'll just see a Batman silhouette, much like Creatures Commandos. So at least something, or at least a mention of Bruce Wayne, Batman, just like something to give us context on his place in the universe. Please. I
was just gonna say, it's so weird because that's obviously it's the same universe. They have all these run-ins, but it's really hard for me to picture Batman in a world of James Gunn's Superman movie that we saw in the trailer, and the kind of bright world that we've seen there. And it's so hard to picture but of course he's going to be involved in it. But it's just in my brain, it's like, oh yeah, Batman's a part of this world too. I don't see that when I watch that trailer.
I think the best way to do it is, it's such a bright world. Lean into the contrast. Do the, like, overly dark, brooding one to the point where sometimes it's actually funny. Like, he's just the grumpy asshole, like, in the midst of
right.
Because sometimes, like, in the comics or the even animated shows, they do it in a really good way that's funny, not obnoxious in the Batman grumpy way. It's not like over the top at all in that way. It's just he is super serious when everyone's kind of on a regular level. But yeah, I agree. It's hard to picture him in that world from that trailer.
Right. But you got to do it, so that'd be a good time to throw him in there, get people ready.
Yeah. No, I don't think he would have any speaking role at all. I think silhouette at most, or a name mention at most also.
Is he even casted yet?
That's fair.
No, not even close.
Yeah. So.
No, sir.
And those are, I don't have a lot of big theories, man. Thunderbolts, my big theory is it's going to be Dark Avengers. I think there's going to be some crazy.
That's a good theory,
threat.
by the way.
Yeah,
I think that's a solid theory to throw out there. Yeah.
And you can only do it because of that asterisk. Why the hell's there an asterisk up there? So, in Captain America 4, I think there will be an end credit scene that kind of shows why or how it's the Dark Avengers now, and it's going to lead directly into Thunderbolts movies, as Captain America movies have always done for Avenger movies. The first one did, at least. Winter Soldier led right into Civil War 2, and
wasn't the post-credit scene for Cap a Avengers trailer, or was that a different movie?
I could see it.
One post-credit scene was just a trailer for Avengers. Which one was
it?
That?
It was Winter.
No, there's the first Avengers movie.
Well, the one for Civil War, I think, was Winter Soldier, where they've got Falcon and
right.
I forget which one that was, but it was literally a scene out of Civil War that was the end trailer. Post-credit scene. Good God, I can't talk. But
that was Ant-Man. In Ant-Man, they did the scene for Civil War.
Was that?
Yeah,
where they were working on Bucky,
because he met Falcon, and then the end credit scene was him, Falcon, and Captain America with Bucky held.
I guess that makes sense. And then in Civil War, they recruit Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
So end credit scene, Captain America 4 leads into Thunderbolts, showing why it's Dark Avengers. And yeah, I just made that new theory. I think Bullseye is going to be on the team by the end of this.
Oh yeah.
Piggybacking Lub's theory that two of them are going to die. Like one or two are dead, replace them with Bullseye. It's like the timing works out. Daredevil is coming out before. It might have ended already.
In between the two, yeah.
And throw Bullseye in there, dude. Or Baron Zemo, like the main leader of the Thunderbolts from the comics.
Right.
From the 90s at least. I mean, where's he? He's a prime
Prison.
Thunderbolt, so maybe he shows up.
He can come out.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's it. Guys, got anything else with anything coming out this year?
I forgot to mention Mortal Kombat 2. I feel like that could exceed expectations a little bit just because the first one didn't have the tournament at all. And the second one, I'm surprised they actually made it. I feel like they would just kind of make it disappear. But Mortal Kombat 2, let's get the heat going.
I like the first one, so
Right.
I think this could be fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that looks good is Wolfman. And
Looks
think I
scary.
heard reviews that it's like gnarly, but it's also a really good movie and emotional, but it's also crazy, violent, and gory. And it's made from the same people who did Invisible Man, I think, and they did a
that's
really
a good movie.
It's a really good movie. You take kind of a classic character and put a modern spin on it and do it well. I love it.
Yeah.
They're doing the MonsterVerse.
You got Julia Garner in there, who is the Silver Surfer for Fantastic Four coming up. She was Ruth in Ozark, but yeah, she's the main cast in that. It's Ryan Gosling is one of the producers on this, actually, oddly enough. Yeah, no, it looks really good though. It looks scary, but
God, we didn't even bring up Silver Surfer or Galactus in the Fantastic Four. That's huge.
I know
That's
totally
another
forgot about that.
It's another reason that's exciting, even though it's not Norrin Rad. But
No,
can't wait to see.
that's another reason I'm kind of skeptical on it too.
Yeah.
On it landing, I feel like they might blow Galactus. You know, not in that way.
Baby.
But Sue, what are you doing?
I hope it leads to the Norrin Rad at least. I hope she leads to the
Yeah.
Norrin Rad character. Get some like mythology or ideology behind the Silver Surfer character, and then hand the mantle over to Norrin Rad sometime. I hope in 616 at least, because this is a different universe, so it's not our Galactus forever. I mean, it's not our Silver Surfer forever.
Yeah.
He's my Silver Surfer.
I'll surf on your silver.
Oh, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here is right. Thanks for joining us. Again, we are at Why So Sidious Pod, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in our podcast description. There is a link to support the show. You can do little tiny payments a month to support us. Help us quit our jobs, do this full time. You'll get a video every day if we get enough. That's exciting. Also, there's the merch shop link down there. You'll find access to our shirts. And so we're growing. We're having fun doing it, and we'll keep pumping things out. Take a look for that City episode coming out, celebrating 2024. And we got a big year coming up this year. Very excited to cover it with you guys. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye. Good morning.
America.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Andy.
Dude,
Good night,
yeah.
America. Good morning, Andy.
I totally forgot to mention Craven during the what I've been watching thing. But I did just want to say, JD, did you catch that spider scene and its connection to something we just read there?
When he was tripping out.
Craven?
Going,
Yeah, and all the
Yeah.
spiders come down
Yeah.
and like that felt like that was like a straight rip off from the Craven's Last Hunt panels and whatnot there. I was like immediately like, oh,
for sure.
they're doing the Craven's Last Hunt scene there. But